I've had some people want me to make videos on saxophone tips, and someone recently asked me how to scoop, so I thought I would just make a quick video to explain what is scooping, how to do it, and how to use it effectively. But before we get into the video, I just want to quickly mention that I have a bunch of video lessons on Skillshare explaining my daily exercises, sound exercises like overtone matching, mouthpiece exercises, stuff like that. So if you like this video, make sure to click the link in the description for a free 1-month trial. I think all the lessons combined are less than an hour, so you should have plenty of time to download all the PDFs and watch the video without paying a penny. So with all that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So scooping on saxophone is basically just bending up to a note, kind of like guitar players do. The way this is done on saxophone is by manipulating your tongue and throat position to change the note. You're basically starting on the fingering of the note that you want to scoop to, but using a voicing of a note that's below it, and then you're just shifting the voicing up to match the voicing of the note that you're fingering. Sometimes this is a half step, sometimes it's more. It really just depends on the effect that you're going for. Like Johnny Hodges on I Got It Bad, he bends like a fourth or something ridiculous. Okay, so there are two exercises that will help you develop the muscles you need to bend notes. The first half of these exercises are actually just teaching you how to do the reverse of a scoop, which is just going to make it easier to feel what muscles you need to use. These can be done on any saxophone, but just keep in mind, I'm going to be demonstrating on alto, which is an E flat instrument. So if you're on tenor or soprano, you're going to be playing a fourth away if you try to play along. Okay, so for the first exercise, you're going to start on high F with the front fingering. You're going to play that note, go down a half step to E, and then back up to F. Then you'll take a breath and do the same thing, but instead of going down to the E fingering, you're going to try to bend the note from F down to E using just your tongue position. You shouldn't be using your embouchure here. Everything should be coming from lowering the back of your tongue position and opening your throat. To try to feel what muscles you should be using, try saying the syllable E and O. Pay attention to how high or low your tongue is and also what your throat position feels like. To bend the pitch down, you want to move your tongue down and back to make the syllable O. The point is to try to match the pitch that you're bending down to the pitch of the fingered note. You want to keep going down in half steps until you can't go any further, so I'll demonstrate. At first, your range might only be a half step or a whole step, but just keep practicing it every day and your range will expand. I think I can get pretty close to a major 6. But there's some people that can do an octave or even more, which is just crazy. Okay, so the second exercise is an adaptation of one that I got from a great saxophonist named Aaron Johnson. This one is kind of similar to the first exercise, but it's in the lower register of the horn, so it's a little more difficult and requires more air. You're going to put a metronome on 60 beats per minute, play low G for 2 beats, bend a half step to F sharp for 2 beats, and then bend back up to G for 2 beats. Take a breath and then do the same thing, but cut the rhythm in half. So instead of playing 2 beats, you'll play each note for 1 beat, and you'll also repeat once. This makes more sense when you hear it, so here's a demonstration. Now, once you do that on G, do the same thing but starting on F sharp, so you'll do F sharp down to F. Keep going down in half steps until you reach low D. Now, Aaron told me that he just starts on low D and does it a bunch of times, but I found it helpful to start on a note that's a little higher up and just work my way down. If you can't bend low G down a half step, try going up to G with the octave key or middle C and just try to work your way down. Okay, so there are a bunch of different applications for scoops and I guess reverse scoops. I don't really want to call them falls because that's not what they are, but my favorite place and probably the most common place to scoop is on the 3rd degree of a major scale. Oh my gosh, not like that. I mean like in the context of a blues. So if you take Tenor Madness, for example, the first note is B in alto key. Oftentimes you'll hear people play A sharp up to B as a grace note. You can either play both notes by fingering them, or you can just scoop up to B. Usually I use a combination, so I'll just play once through the head so you can see what I mean. A great place for the reverse scoop or bending a note down is on the flat 3 of a major blues scale. These are just two places that you can use scoops, but you can really put them anywhere as long as it's done tastefully. Here's a whole chorus of a B flat blues so you can kind of see how I would use them in the context of a solo. Okay, now here's a giant disclaimer. Don't overuse scoops. Oftentimes, younger players, when they first learn how to do this, just start scooping every note. This is bad because a lot of times they're just hiding intonation issues that will never be addressed if they don't stop scooping. You should be able to play the note that you want to scoop in tune first and then add the scoop later. So there you go, that's kind of a crash course on how to scoop on the saxophone and where to use it. Like I said, you should make sure that you can play notes in tune first without scooping, and then the scoop just becomes a secondary thing that you use on occasion. Let me know if you guys like these types of saxophone tip videos. I don't really do a ton of them, but if you have anything you want me to cover, just leave a comment down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh, dude, I'm already pro at this. Isn't this what you guys do whenever you're standing around? Yeah, I like that.